toes might get curious about wiggling. Slightest little wiggles. Those fingers and toes might translate into some wiggles of your ankles and wrists. Just gentle little movements. Check in again with your head. You might draw another little figure eight or silly little shape on the ceiling with your nose. Tiniest little shape. Just release your head and neck. You might wag your tail just the slightest little bit. Feel like your sacrum and spine are still awake. It seems that folks want to stay in this position, so we'll stay here for a little bit longer. So gently come back to yourself. If you're floating away, just to come back to yourself. Notice where your breath is now, without having to make any change in your breath. Just notice it. Notice the quality of your thinking. Like a little cloud floating by. Thoughts pass through you. And again, wiggling just a little bit, wiggles of toes, wiggling your hands, starting to feel a little bit of energy coming back to yourself. Let those toes, or let those fingers, wiggling, take you into movement of your hands. So your hands start to move and wiggle. And maybe they float towards the ceiling in front of you. They wiggle up towards the sky, as if someone was pulling on your wrists with strings. You feel your shoulder blade move in the back. Your shoulder blades open across the back as your hands go high. You release your neck. And then you release your shoulder blades. Release your elbows. Release your wrists. Come back down to space next to you. Can you fully release your arms once they're back down? Luxuriate in the sense of that effort and then that release. And you want to experiment again. Let your fingers lead your wrists, lead your elbows, grounded through your shoulder blades. And let your collarbones release as you take your arms all the way up over your head along the floor. So your arms rotate up. They're stretched out on the floor above you. Yeah. See if the front ribs come up off the floor to let this happen. Can you let them relax? Yeah, take a nice breath in. And then let that come back up into space. Ground through the shoulder blade. Up in the sky. Turn your palms to face one another and feel the whole upper arm bone rotate. Feel the arms rotate as you turn the palms away from each other. Feel all the two bones of your lower arm move and your upper arm bone move as well. You can feel your shoulder blade gliding along your ribs in the back. Turn your palms in the sky and your arms together and your palms facing towards your head. And bring your elbows together. Bring your fingertips down just above the crown of your head with your arms together. Yep. And finger walk your fingers away, keeping your elbows together if it's comfortable, and then take a nice breath in. So your fingertips walk along the floor above your head, above the crown of your head. Walk them out away from your head, keeping your elbows together, and take a nice breath in and feel a big release in your back, upper back. Taking a big breath, keeping your elbows together. Yeah, and then bring your elbows back. You might feel a nice stretch across the upper back that way. Let your fingers come back up. And then release. Oh, disengage, yeah, shoulder blades open. Don't let your shoulder blades drop. Let your elbows drop. Let your wrists drop. And your fingers drop. Shake your head, yes, no, maybe, somewhere. Wiggle your butt. Let your sacrum wiggle on the floor. Looks like we have quite as much room as we've had in the past to do reaching across. Let your head, the back of your skull, roll across the mat to let your head turn to the right. Really releasing every point on that roll, the weight of your head into the floor. And when you get there, just let it go. Just let the whole left side of your neck release. Notice your breath. And let your head roll back to center. Roll across the back of your skull to the left. A nice stretch across the right neck, right side of your neck. And we'll roll your head all the way over to the right one more time. Keep your eyes open if this makes you dizzy. Once you get there, there's nothing to do. Notice if your jaw is tense. You don't have to have a tense jaw to do this. Check in with your wrists and hands. Those should all still be relaxed. And then roll back to the left. Yep. And roll back to center. If your knees are not up, then gently bring one leg up at a time so your knees are towards the ceiling. And then draw one knee into your chest and then the other so that you're hugging your knees to your chest. And just hug your knees so you feel your lower back release. And here you might rock just gently side to side. Massaging your lower back across the mat. Nice little gentle holding of yourself. Feel your head release. fall over to the left. Blah, 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 blah. And just feel the nice stretch you might get in your hip, your right hip there. And you can look to your right. Let your head roll across to the right. Feel a nice diagonal stretch all the way through your whole spine. Out of the crown of your head, down through your tailbone. While you're laying here, see if there's any, like we have before, just notice if there's any spot that's holding on to something that doesn't need to be holding on. And with your breath, just invite it to release into the mat. Wringing out your spine. Let that right hip pull your knees back up to center as your head rotates back to center. And then keep going and rotate the other way. All of those parts of your spine rotating. Make any adjustments that you need to be comfortable. Yeah. Again, feeling a nice, long spiral starting on the crown of your head all the way down through your tailbone, your sits bones. Any spots that feel tight, any spots that feel like they're holding, just breathe and release. Yeah. Wrists, ankles, jaw, tongue, eyebrows, blah, 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 blah. Let that left hip pull your pelvis back to center as your head comes back to center. Let your fingers wiggle and stretch above your head as your legs extend one at a time along the floor. Careful not to kick anybody. Your hands might touch a little bit. Those of you on this mat facing this fine. Stretch a full body stretch. Your ribs come up off the mat a little bit if they need to. You can stretch your right arm and your left leg, and then your left arm and your right leg, and another little mini spiral. Let your head go. Oh, yummy, 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 delicious. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then gather yourself back up into a little ball in a way that makes sense to you. So you go from the full extension to a little ball. Oh, and then let your ball fall over to the right side.